Have you ever wanted to attend an event, such as a wedding, but questioned whether it would be good for your health? Stay tuned to learn a 3-card spread that can help you make that decision. Hi everybody, I'm Sue Allen Clayton. Welcome to my channel where we're learning how to read tarot 1 card at a time. In today's video, we'll be using a 3-card spread to answer the question, should I attend my niece's wedding? I will be using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and there is a link below. This is a reading about whether I should attend my niece's wedding. First, let me say that I really want to go. This is the first of my nieces and nephews who is getting married, so it's very exciting. My family is in Canada and I live in the United States, so it is a rare opportunity to see everybody. So what's the problem? I'm filming this in August 2024. The problem is that I've been dealing with lung problems since I had COVID a year ago. I had almost recovered until April when I ended up with a respiratory infection. It was made worse because I chose to continue with my plans to visit my parents in Canada. The trip involved 30 hours of solo driving, and I was up and back in 6 days. I actually did a tarot reading about how to heal my lungs after this, which I will link to in the description. The trip really took a toll on my health. 4 months later, I am still at only 80% lung volume. Yes, it turns out that missing 20% really makes a difference in your quality of life. It doesn't take much to tire me out. I know that at the very slow rate that I am recovering, it would be foolish to make the trip, but I really want to go. In my heart, I knew that I should tell my niece that I wasn't coming, but I decided to do a tarot reading to either confirm or, hopefully, tell me that it would be okay to take the trip. I am using a 3-card pro-con advice spread. For card number 1, pro, I drew the Ace of Pentacles. For card number 2, con, I drew the Queen of Swords. And for card number 3, advice, I drew the 2 of Pentacles. My first impression is that we see 2 Pentacles cards, the Ace and the 2. Pentacles are about wealth and health. In this case, I believe they represent my health. Aces are about new beginnings, and 2s are about decisions. Both of these cards are early in the 1s through 10s. That tells me that I am still early in my healing process. Swords are about thoughts, and we see the Queen with her 2-sided sword. So this also tells me that I need to make a decision. So let's look at the cards. For card number 1, pro, I drew the Ace of Pentacles. This tells me what I will gain if I attend my niece's wedding. Aces are about opportunities and new beginnings, which includes weddings. My first thought was that this is a great opportunity for me to see my family. It will be a very happy occasion, which many gatherings at my stage of life are not. It will also have everyone in one place. And it's an opportunity to see my niece begin her new life, and who doesn't want to see that? The right hand is associated with giving, so there is a benefit for me attending. My niece has 2 aunts and an uncle, so we're not a large family. I think that having me there would be a gift to her, and she would really appreciate my presence. They are having a small wedding, and I know that I will be missed if I don't go. The Ace of Pentacles can be interpreted many ways, and another interpretation is that it represents good health. I'd love to interpret that my health will vastly improve in the next few weeks, but I don't think that is realistic. For card number 2, con, I drew the Queen of Swords. This tells me the disadvantages of attending my niece's wedding. I have to admit that I stared at this card for quite a while. The Queen of Swords is a strong-willed, determined, independent woman. She rules based on her thoughts and not her emotions. I was a bit stumped about how this related to the disadvantages of me attending the wedding, and I finally thought of a couple of things. First of all, because the Queen of Swords relies on her rational mind and not her heart, she can be seen as cold. I feel like this might be an issue for me. Perhaps my family will think that I'm very cold-hearted, and not attending the wedding means that I don't love my niece. They might judge me as being selfish for not attending the wedding and criticize me for not putting my health issues aside for this special occasion. I also see this as a warning to not do what I did a few months ago, which is to use my mind to talk myself into making the trip because I didn't want to disappoint people, and then be stuck with the health consequences for the next few months. The Queen's sword has 2 sides. I believe one of the messages is that I really need to consider the reality of my health and not use my thoughts to rationalize what I want to do. I also noticed two things about this card. One is the weather. You can see the trees blowing in the wind and lots of clouds. I would be driving in mid-October through upstate New York and into Ontario, Canada. The weather at that time of year is iffy. It could be beautiful and the fall foliage could be at its peak, or it could be cold and rainy, which would make travel miserable. The other thing I noticed was how the Queen was sitting. She is holding a sword in her right hand and her left hand is raised. This would be a very tiring position to hold for a long time and put a lot of stress on her body. I interpret this to mean that the trip would take its toll on my body and leave me exhausted. You've made it this far in the video, and I wanted to stop and ask for a favor if you're not already a subscriber, and that is to please hit the subscribe button. It's free for you, and it will also help me grow this channel. Plus, it means that you won't miss anything. Thanks so much, and if you're already a subscriber, I truly appreciate your ongoing support. Now let's get back to the video. For card number 3, advice, I drew the Two of Pentacles. This card provides guidance about whether or not I should attend my niece's wedding. Pentacles represent health, and this is a card about making a choice. Do I attend the wedding or not? First of all, look at the background. We see very rough seas. So I think that the weather will be rough and it will be a difficult trip. One of the ways to get off Long Island without having to drive through the outskirts of New York City is to take a ferry. I get seasick, and this background reinforced that my health would likely get worse if I proceeded with the trip. Something else I noticed is that the juggler is on a stage. Stage cards can indicate a performance but also a separation from people. I think that both apply here. If I were to attend, I would have to pretend that I was healthier than I am. The stage indicates that I have decided to remain separate from my family and not attend the wedding. The juggler has to make a choice. He can only choose one pentacle. I decided that the one closest to the ground was the most grounded choice, which would be the one that protected my health, whereas the higher pentacle was a more lofty choice, which is that my health would be vastly improved and I could risk the trip. One more thing to note is that the path of the pentacles is a lemniscate. This is a symbol for infinity and the continuous flow of energy. This tells me that life ebbs and flows. Although I might miss the wedding, my health will eventually improve, and there will be many more opportunities for family gatherings. Overall, I need to protect my health and skip the wedding. So let's do a quick summary. The question was, should I attend my niece's wedding? The advantages of going, shown by the Ace of Pentacles, are that it's a great opportunity to see my family, and I know that my niece would love to have me there. The disadvantages, shown by the Queen of Swords, include the fact that the weather might be miserable. It seems that the trip would be very tiring and could lead to my health getting worse. It might also send the message that I don't love my niece and am being selfish for not attending. For card number 3, advice, I drew the Two of Pentacles. This card tells me that I need to skip the wedding and choose my health at this point, but I will have many opportunities in the future to see my family. I hope that this video gave you some ideas that you can apply to your tarot practice. Please leave a comment if you'd like to share what you've learned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.